Sweet. We figured it out. We are changing stuff in the streaming room right now, so the audio wasn't connected correctly. So I came downstairs and logged into my personal computer just so I can get on here and talk to all you guys on Impact Ultimate Insider. How is everybody doing today? I'm wearing a Rosemary shirt, and I'm doing whatever I want. My long flowing hair is out. I don't give a damn. So we are in a members only exclusive chat right now. So let's get off of my first question to all of you guys tonight. What was your favorite part of the Impact on Access TV last night? I know you guys watched it. M. Smith, that was actually a shirt that was given to me as a gift, and I wore it around that circa like 2011, 2010, 2012 ish. I wore that shirt to like almost every show. Yo, the machine gun battle was absolutely awesome, but Speedball versus Violent by Designs last night, that match was awesome as well. Cody Deaner showing everyone, in the last year, the transformation of Cody Deaner, he's become one of my favorite guys on the Impact roster by far. Adam Constant says, "Hey Sammy, what has been the most difficult aspect on your recovery since injury?" The time. Like the pain wasn't an issue. Like when I broke my leg, if you see the video, I'm in a pretty calm mood. The problem was mentally, not being in the wrestling ring for almost a year, sitting on my couch, sitting on this couch that I'm sitting at right now, not being able to do crap because I couldn't walk. I don't think people really realize how big of a surgery I had. I had almost complete leg and ankle reconstructive surgery. I have what 7-inch scars on both sides of my ankle where they had to go in because I broke my tibia and fibia. First of all, bam, they were like this. They broke and one went on top of the other. That's how bad my break was in my leg. Then in my ankle, I had a tri-lateral break, which means the ball socket of your ankle shattered into like 6 pieces. That's been the absolute worst part. It's just recovering from that and getting back to normal. I don't completely even feel that I'm even at 100% in my mind yet, but I'm still out there kicking ass, still beating up Moose, still beating up Macklin. And Macklin, he wants to say, oh, this is war now. You think I'm afraid of war? Death Machine ain't afraid of war. I'm definitely ain't afraid of Macklin. I ripped his shirt off last night, ate his lunch. Wham! One rip. That's how you rip a shirt. Paul says, you ever work for Insane Wrestling Revolution for Rhino's company? I don't know. Crazier things have happened. You can never say never about anything, but right now I'm 100% concentrated on Impact Wrestling as well as my company, the Wrestling Revolver, which you can check out on all social media platforms at PW Revolver, as well as online ProWrestlingRevolver.com. Craig, I don't think Macklin's a joke. He is a trained killer. Legitimately has been overseas in straight up war. So I'm not going to take Macklin lightly. The dude is absolutely probably one of the most underrated guys on the Impact roster. But that doesn't mean that I don't have a game plan. That doesn't mean I can't figure out how to get in the brain of a crazy war veteran, Soldier Boy himself. Glenn Smith says, why is Iowa the ideal place for Revolver to be located? Well, we're not just located in Iowa. We've ran shows all over the country at this point, but Iowa is one of our main home bases because I have family in Iowa and they didn't have that great independent wrestling. They didn't get stars from Impact Wrestling. They didn't get stars from other companies getting a chance to come that era. And we kind of fell in a hotbed where we get fans from Kansas City, we get fans from Omaha, we get fans from Chicago, we get fans from Iowa, all in one place in the Midwest that normally doesn't get super shows. My favorite opponent at Impact, Cody Sober says, is Eddie Edwards. Every time I could wrestle Eddie Edwards a million times, and I don't think we'd ever be on the same ideals ever. Craig Beckman, please explain to me how I'm a joke. Former world champion, been successful all around the entire wrestling world. So please tell me how I'm a joke. You're a joke. You want to come in here and say I'm a joke? I'll say you're a joke. I ain't afraid to tell you things. I'm not just going to sit here and let you browbeat me. Doesn't happen. Never. Who can't answer if they've ever been in a real fight? Please answer that for me, Craig. Adam Constance's favorite pump-up music or ritual for a particularly dangerous match. I am a old school music fan. I like 80s music, I like early 90s music. I'm not really into all the music genres coming out around today, but 100%. I'm going to say if I'm listening to 80s music, I'm a big Huey Lewis and the News fan. There's something about Huey Lewis and the News that it's like the same thing used in American Psycho. That complete genre of music is what gets me pumped up. Oh, thanks, Ann Evans. Oh, $15. Should I be impressed? You know what? Thank you. I'm being mean now for no reason. Because I had to walk downstairs. I had to get on the terrible camera when I have an HD camera upstairs, but the microphone wouldn't work. Glenn Smith says, when your career is all said and done, what do you wish your legacy to be? I think it's a guy that's one of the most versatile professional wrestlers on the planet. Uh, Not just in hardcore. I've shown I can go with the best technical wrestlers. I've shown I can go with the best high flyers. I've shown I can go with the best technical wrestlers. There's not a style that the Death Machine can't succeed at and bring the best out of his opponents. Astros Nova, what is going on? Master 5150 says, what's the dream matches you would want to have? Well, I say in Impact, just in general, I want to get in there with the Good Brothers. It's a team I haven't really got a chance to get in there and really tangle with. Hell, at this point, I think me and Josh Alexander are one-on-one for the Impact Wrestling World Championship. But if I went back in the entire uh, Impact legacy, a dream mine would have been with Abyss. I never got a chance to wrestle Abyss in a Monsters Ball in Impact Wrestling. I never got a chance to step in the ring with Abyss, and I think that's a guy that really helped me become who I am in Impact Wrestling. And that match from different generations would be one that would sell tickets. We haven't got to the new season of Stranger Things yet, Adam. We're in the middle of the second season. We keep getting caught up with other shows. We just finished watching The Boys, which is by far the best television show ever made. If anyone out there watching it, character Soldier Boy, 100% Steve Macklin. Alliance Pro Wrestling Podcast says, who in the indie scene would you like to see in Impact Wrestling? One of them's my protege, Crash Jackson. You see him starting to blow up right now in the independent wrestling scene. I think he's a guy that would completely excel in Impact Wrestling. I'd love to see him in the X Division as a guy like Samoa Joe was back in the what people like to say the golden era of the X Division is, even though I think our X Division right now is absolutely tremendous. Impact Wrestling just put out a poll. If you pick one dream match for Sami, who would it be? Go vote for it now. Oh, 67% already said Abyss. Like, that's exactly what I said. Kayla asked, "What's next for me in Impact Wrestling?" Anything I want it to be. I want to be one of those guys that wave the Impact flag harder than anyone else. That shows I don't care what company, I don't care which country. Impact Wrestling has questionably the best weekly episodic wrestling show in television right now. We're the most consistent product. Every pay-per-view, we kill it. Every episode of TV is easily digestible. And that's not just me putting over Impact Wrestling because it's the company that I love and it's the company that I work for right now, but I truly believe that. Impact may have a stink from back in the early 2012s to 2017s. But once the new regime took over Impact Wrestling and the roster we have right now, I think we've proven exactly how great Impact Wrestling can be. It is some of the best creative in all professional wrestling right now, talking nonsense, because I think it's one place that it's a company that takes the shackles off. It doesn't handcuff their talent, and they let us go out there and really be who we are. I don't think there's another company on the planet that would have let Sami Callihan be Sami Callihan other than Impact Wrestling. James Howe, me versus Prime Cactus Jack, or me versus just Mick Foley in general is another dream match of mine. That would have been absolutely wild. But if I'm picking one from their prime, like match that I, with anyone in wrestling history, it would have been Terry Funk. All-time favorite, in my opinion, on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling. One of the absolute best. He's a guy that I really based myself off of. Just Terry was another guy that was extremely versatile. Could do any style, could wrestle anyone, and have an amazing wrestling match with. Donald Hill, we already do a second weekly. So BTI before the Impact, catch it every Thursday right before Impact. It's an hour. You usually get one or two matches. You get caught up on everything that is Impact Wrestling. If you don't check it out, BTI isn't a show you can miss every week because it does have great wrestling matches every week. Mac McCall says, "Where do I see Impact going in the future?" It's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Things don't happen overnight. Just look at the growth of Impact Wrestling in the past 5 years of the new regime. I think we've become, from what people possibly look down on our company, to be one of the best professional wrestling alternative products in the world today. Master 5150 says, "Would I like to see another championship come back?" I think we have enough championships. I think one of the problems in wrestling today is there's too many championships, which make other championships not mean as much. We got the world title, we got the X Division title, we got the digital media title, we got tag titles, we got knockouts tag titles, and we got knockouts title. That's 6 belts. I think that's more than enough. Let's make those belts the most prestigious in wrestling. There's no need to bring in another title. Who's better than Canyon? Nobody. That's the only answer anyone should ever say. Anytime is that, who's better than Canyon? Nobody. Adam Constant asked, "Can you elaborate on the inspiration behind your grindhouse videos?" That was actually come up with 100% by a guy named Eric Tompkins. He is one of the head producers on Impact Wrestling. He is a absolute genius when it comes to video editing, absolute genius when it comes to film. And that's something he said when things were starting to get the wheels started. My leg was getting better. I was getting ready to come back. He sent me some images. He goes, "What do you think of this?" I said, "Oh, I love them." And he just went from there. That was 100% Eric Tompkins. The Bikini 21. I've wrestled Mance Warner across professional wrestling probably 15 times. Look it out. Always great matches. Mance Warner is another guy I'd love to see in Impact Wrestling. There's something about him that just connects with people. It's something you can't teach people. It goes beyond just being a good professional wrestler. It's being a great storyteller at that point. Tula, thank you for the $4.99 and the clapping hippo. I like 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 it. Now I'm just going to do the interview from this close and make y'all look into my beautiful eyes. Look at them eyes. Those some good-looking green, brownish eyes. Look into the eyes. Oh, hurt my eyes. Too close. I don't like it. Dre, thank you. I miss myself. I miss myself on Impact Wrestling. I watch the show every week being injured. I watch every pay-per-view. And I was like, damn, you know, it would make this show better. A little Death Machine. A little bit of some Sami Callihan. Very vain, as you can tell. I like watching myself. Adam Costa says, what makes the Impact locker room different from all their locker rooms you've competed in? You've been everywhere, man. You've got some perspective. I think it has to be the family top. Everyone there wants everyone to be successful. It's not like some locker rooms I've been in where it's been very, very political. It's been very cliquey. It's been very just people wanting to backstab each other. That's one thing you can. People say whatever they want about Impact Wrestling, but we have the best locker room atmosphere in all professional wrestling right now because it really is a family. We are the island of misfit toys. Maybe some people that other people didn't pull the trigger on when they should have. Maybe people that are trying to have a redemption story. Maybe people that are coming back to wrestling. Maybe people that never got opportunities. Impact Wrestling finds stars on a yearly basis. They make stars. But right now, the locker room, like I said, like it's that atmosphere. Everyone wants everyone to be successful, and that's what makes our show so great. Master 5150, have I ever competed in Maryland Championship Wrestling? Yes, I have. I really cut my teeth on the East Coast in independent wrestling. Actually won the MCW Shane Shamrock Cup. Bam. Erica G, thank you. The best wrestling is Impact. I absolutely agree. My hair looks like garbage right now. Just letting it flow. It needed a day to flow because I'm letting it grow. I may never cut it again, to be honest. You can already tell my ass is going bald, so might as well grow out the skullet, see how it looks, go 80s styles with it. Maria Tattoo, my hair is glorious. Look at these beautiful, luscious, flowing, thinning locks. Jessica, you could shut your mouth. Ooh, you. Ooh, you of your pink hair. Plug it in my charger so I don't lose you guys again. Bam. Charging. This Impact Wrestling just put up another poll. I can't even see the polls before they close. I got to sit. There we go. Which match you'd want to see Sami beat up Macklin in? The Iron Man, the No DQ, the Monsters Ball, or other? You know what? To be honest, I want to have a tap A death match with Steve Macklin. I don't think that's ever happened on a huge national scale. And I want to cut him up. I think it's time to see Macklin bleed. He wants to act like he's all tough. I'm the type of guy, I'll bleed for a living. I've bled before. I ain't afraid to bleed again. But as Macklin, has Macklin ever tasted his own blood? Because I have. We got 70 votes out of the 175. Keep on voting in the poll right now. Let's see what match you want to see me and Macklin take place in. I miss Lockdown. As a big Impact Wrestling fan growing up, Lockdown was my favorite pay-per-views every single year. Lethal Lockdown match. If you go back to Lockdown history, one of my favorite matches, not just in steel cage history, but in professional wrestling history, AJ Styles versus Abyss. I'm pretty sure it was the first Lockdown show. That cage match by far is one of the best cage matches of all time. American Most Wanted against Triple X, another one. Elix Skipper doing the tightrope walk across the cage. And all these moments I'm talking about right now, if you look in your Ultimate Insiders, Impact's uploading old episodes all the time. I guarantee these moments are on the YouTube channel. Seek them out. AJ Styles versus Abyss in a Lockdown cage match, and Triple X versus America's Most Wanted tag team cage match. Look them up. You will not be disappointed. Someone just asked if I ever team with John Moxley again. It's already happening. My company, the Wrestling Revolver, myself, John Moxley, the Switchblades, we came back. Wasn't just a one-time thing. We're tagging again in August at the Wrestling Revolver. Once again, cheap plug. You can check out Wrestling Revolver on all social media platforms at PW Revolver, as well as ProWrestlingRevolver.com. Stefan Randomai says, what about the death machine behind the chains at ICW No Holds Barred? Little known fact, I think the owner of ICW has put this out a couple times. I actually came up with the concept to put the chains around the ring. When he was telling me about it, I was at one of his shows. It was just regular wrestling shows. And he's like, what can we do different for this No Holds Barred thing? Because there's already a company doing no ropes. I was like, yo, you should do chains. Just chains up. It gives it that gritty look. People aren't going to like hit the chains like they'd hit a rope. It just set a different environment. I think the chains really added to ICW No Holds Barred. UK Gaming, thank you for the €2. I got a euro tattooed on my arm. The euro, the franc, the yen, and the pound. All around the world, same song. Little known reference to a movie that's one of my favorite movies of all time. Starring Chevy Chase and John Candy, called Nothing But Trouble. Look that movie out. It's good. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what the reviews say. Nothing But Trouble is one of the best movies of all time. Dan Aykroyd, too. Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, John Candy. As you can tell, I am a product of the late 80s and early 90s. I don't like a lot of movies coming up. Brent Roll says, could you please say this? This is the Callihan Death Machine, and you're watching Panda Wrestling Company. It's our new Twitch channel. Well, I just said it. But I'll say it again. This is Sami Callihan. I messed it up. I'm trying to read and say it at the same time. Okay. This is Sami Callihan, the Death Machine, and you're watching Panda Wrestling Federation. I think I messed it up. Yep, Panda Wrestling Company. This is the Callihan Death Machine, and you're watching Panda Wrestling Company. There you go. I want royalties. I messed it up 100 times. Nothing But Trouble is an underrated classic. When he has the train going around, it shoots a pickle. That's I watched the making of that movie actually a couple months ago, and pretty much it was Dan Aykroyd's only movie he ever directed, and starred in and wrote and everything else. And he pretty much just asked for the most crazy, elaborate things he could, and they kept saying yes somehow because they all love Dan Aykroyd. Which that movie's set design, go back and watch it. I'm telling everyone. Ash Rose says PW Revolver is coming to Texas. Yes, we are working on coming to Texas right now. We're working on a building. We should probably have something the next couple weeks announced. Where's Charles? I don't know. Charlie! Charlie! Charles! Charlie! Charlie! I'm going to keep calling Charles till he comes here. Charles! I can hear him. Charles! Charlie! Hey, Charles, you want a treat? You want a treat, Charles? Oh, yeah, he's coming. There he is. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yeah, there he is. This is hardcore. I don't know what you people look at him. Look at him. Too sweet me? Come on. Too sweet. Ah! Your breath smells. Don't look at me like that. It's not polite to stare, Charles. Why are you staring at me? You know, a staring contest that we're doing right now? Kiss me. Oh, screw you, Charles. Charles ain't getting a treat now. He's laying beside me on his pillow fort on the couch. Charles, don't be shy. Charlie! You want a treat? Do you want a treat? I'll give you one after the stream. I promise. Now lay down. Master 5150 says, if you were to Impact, would you join AEW or WWE? I don't even want to think about that. I love Impact Wrestling. I'm not just saying that because it's where I work and it's where I'm contracted to. I love Impact Wrestling. Even as a kid, I grew up watching Impact Wrestling, and I remember watching the X Division. I remember watching the early Asylum pay-per-views, and I was always like, when I first got into wrestling, I was like, that's the place I want to be. That was one of my biggest dreams of ever wrestling anywhere else, was wrestling Impact Wrestling. I do miss the Golden Draw. I see him all the time. We played golf the other day. Just imagine the death machine, the Golden Draw out at the golf course. People give us looks. They give us looks. Craig Beckerman, you're such a sourpuss. Why are you even in here? Why are you even in here? You don't got to live life bitterly. Is bitterly a word? I'm going to say it. You don't got to live life bitterly. Be happy. We're having a Q&A. We're all hanging out on a random Friday. Life is good. My leg's not broken. Paul Mead, Jason Hodge is going to be a big star for Impact Wrestling. He won Gut Check along with Jack Price. So I got the privilege of having a little match with on Impact on Access TV. Both guys are going to be the future of Impact Wrestling. I'm glad to see they won Gut Check. And it's just a matter of time before they both show up on a regular basis. I am a maniac. I love it too. I'm matching today. I got red on, got the rosemary shirt, got the hair flowing. I don't like this angle though. I don't like the lighting. I look even more like a gargoyle than I usually do. I think we should do the King of the Mountain match every year at Slammiversary. It's a staple of Impact Wrestling. I was so happy to see him bring it back for Queen of the Mountain. Yeah, it's a match that no one else in wrestling does. And I like the rule set. I like the crazy red shark cage on the outside. I like the concept of a reverse ladder match. My favorite Impact Wrestling pay-per-view, Slammiversary every year. Slammiversary every year, no matter what company, is one of the best wrestling pay-per-views in all professional wrestling. Look at the track record. Now, really watch the last 4 years of Slammiversary, and you won't see a bad show. Always one of the best wrestling pay-per-views on the planet. Hell, in the universe, in the world, in the cosmos. I bet there's aliens somewhere on a far reach planet, millions of light years away, that somehow have some weird technology and they're watching Impact Wrestling Slammiversary right now. Raven Knight says, would you ever do any more death matches or ultraviolet matches? Are you done with them? Do you watch my matches? I was just in Monsters Ball and Clockwork Orange. If those aren't considered death matches, I don't know what is. Let's play a game. What is the Death Machine drinking in Red Solo Cup? I don't need a team. I don't need a tag partner. I do stuff on my own. I can fight my own battles. Someone says in the Red Solo Cup, Fago, bourbon, Hawaiian punch, wine, Gatorade, water, of course, water, Dr. Peppery, hopefully water, Tears of Macklin. I bet they taste good. I bet they're salty, but you're all wrong. You're all wrong. The correct answer is unsweet iced tea. I like me unsweet iced tea. It is good. Made in the sun tea. Oh, can't go wrong. You don't put sugar in it, just a little lemon. I like the bitterness. I like it. I like it just not sweet, not sweet tea. Lots of ice. What? That was one time. It was only once. I'm a wild man from drinking unsweet tea. Have you ever drank unsweet tea? It's delicious. Unsweet black tea. Mm, delicious. Souls are on Thursdays. I only drink Souls on Thursdays. Souls ain't a Friday drink. You don't start your weekend drinking Souls. Little iced tea, though. I'll get it popping. Why'd I just say popping? I'll get it popping. What's wrong with me? I've been watching too much of the TikTok, which is a new terrible rabbit hole I fell into recently. You'll just get stuck watching stupid people do stupid things and stupid trends on TikTok for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. It never ends because every 0.1 second, a new stupid person posts a video on TikTok. M. Smith says, has there ever been a wrestler with type 1 diabetes? Uh, I'm pretty sure that Kyle O'Reilly is a amazing athlete that has lived with diabetes his entire life. I may be wrong there, but major props to him for that. Dre, I'm not a big anime guy. I can't get into them. I've tried. I like to tack on Titan a little bit, but everything else I just can't get into. Try to get into Death Note. Try to get on to all the ones. Dragon Ball Z. It's too much for me. It's too much for me. Master 5150 asks, whose pile driver is better, me or Eric Young? Mine's better. I'm the king of the pile driver at this point. I need a pile driver on anyone, anywhere, in any position. I do love Eric Young's pile driver, though. I do love Eric Young. Have you guys seen his Ico Meals commercial yet? It's on the Impact Twitter. It's awesome. Seeing the maniac Eric Young do an Ico Meals commercial is everything I needed in my life. Greg, I did stable gun Moose in the nuts. That happened. Get over it. Craig Beckerman, you're the worst type of person. You're just so negative. I bet your life is so boring and just so miserable. Just be happy. Enjoy life. You're on the internet chatting with other human beings from around the world. Life could be way worse. JoJo, when's Impact going to Ohio? I've been trying. Trust me. The gears are turning. Impact will come back to Ohio eventually. Agent 084 says, what video games am I playing currently? I play a lot of games. Big Madden player, big Apex player. Outside of that, love Resident Evil. I'm replaying all the Resident Evil remakes right now. I'm replaying 8 again, which by far, in my opinion, is the best Resident Evil game of all time. What up, kid? Brent Roll says, could I please do one more shout out for my friend? My friend. This is the Death Machine, Sami Callihan, and you're watching Cole TV. You know what? I'm blaming you guys. I'm being nice today and doing these shout outs, but if I get in trouble, no, I don't, to be honest, I don't care. If I get in trouble, I get in trouble. Don't really care. The poll results are in, and Monsters Ball wins. What match would you like to see Sami beat up Macklin in with 39% of the votes? I knew it. I said it. I do like Monsters Ball. To be honest, I wish I still lived in the closet they locked me in for 24 hours. It was way better than having to deal with dumb people on the internet. Jessica, you ain't got no podcast. Stop. I've seen this Jessica girl walking around just asking people to be on her podcast that she doesn't even have. You don't have a podcast. Joe Cronin Show. Thank you. I am a treasure. Give the man more money and weapons. I like your style. I like your style. If someone randomly donates $40 right now, I'll do a backflip. I bet I can do one. I haven't tried one. I'll do a backflip. Holden Charles, who's still over there. Yeah, put that head down. You don't want none of this, Charles. Hey, you don't want none of this. You don't want none of this, Charles. Hey, Charles, you don't want none of this. Don't look at me. Don't look at me, Charles. Lon Maya says, what current Impact stars would you want in a faction? If I could pick anyone, number one, Speedball Mike Bailey. He's my number one draft pick. I think, without a doubt, any company, I keep saying this, any company, I think he's had one of the best years of any professional wrestler walking this planet. Look at his consistency. Look at every match he's had this year. Everyone could be a match of the year candidate. His match with Trey Miguel from 3 weeks ago in Atlanta, against all odds. There we go. I remembered it. Don't have a great short-term memory anymore. But Speedball, Mike Bailey versus Trey Miguel against all odds for the X Division title. Go out of your way to watch that match. I don't care how many stars. I give it 40 stars. Right now, you hear it here. I give it 40 stars. That good of a match. Brooke, besides the world title, which title would you go after next? You know what? I might just win the Knockouts title next. I'm a history maker. I'm a trend breaker. Cotting World says, can I pile drive Omos? I think I could. I'm pretty strong. I'm a beefy boy. Jessica, you better stop or I'm never going to be on your podcast. Kid G, Scott D'Amore don't want none of this. I've challenged her before. I'm I'm putting out the issue challenge right now. Me, Scott D'Amore, any show, any place, anytime out. He can come to Wrestling Revolver, my company, and we set the town on fire. Me and him in a cage match, and we'll see what happens. I don't know why a cage match, but me and Scott D'Amore in a cage match needs to happen at some point in time. Sami Callihan, Lance Storm, that's another one. That Lance Storm rolling Boston Crab was like the best back in the day. Guy runs, grab rolls, got him. The Canadian maple leaf. I think that's what he used to call the crab. James, it was the Canadian maple leaf. I know my wrestling history. I can remember long stuff way easier than short term stuff. I've been dropped on my head way too many times at this point. Zero short term memory. Mr. Impact Craig, Sammy versus Killer Kelly. I'd love to wrestle Killer Kelly. I'm so happy she's in Impact Wrestling. Just another piece of the puzzle showing that Impact Wrestling has the best women's division in all professional wrestling right now. And Killer Kelly's a big one. She's a big fan of hers. And if you've watched her videos that's played the last couple weeks, it's something completely different than anyone's doing in wrestling right now. And I think it's going to be really cool when she finally debuts, starts kicking ass. Killer Kelly, not Jess. You better stop. I'm gonna call Taya. I'll send a telegram to the Undead Realm if I need to talk to Rosemary. Jess, you need to stop. Kayla, thank you. I am amazing. Top hat. Jazz hands. Samuel Delmar says, what is your best match or favorite moment you have an Impact since you debuted in 2017? Has to say match of the year, Slammiversary, hair versus mask, myself versus Pentagon Jr. I don't care. I'm saying that was the best match in any company that year. Best match. 4.79 stars. Not that I give a damn about stars, but it should have been 40 stars. I give it 40 stars. I hope they bring Suzuki back. I want to go toe to toe with Suzuki, murder grandpa himself. Grisham versus Saban at Hard to Kill for the Ring of Honor World Championship was absolutely awesome. Saban's a guy that doesn't get enough credit for everything he's done for business. Hell, Shelley at that point as well. Everyone from my generation has ripped off the Motor City Machine Guns at some point. They should get the credit they deserve. Kayla, I don't understand your question. It needs to be rewritten. It says, who you to see in Impact Wrestling or All Elite Wrestling? Say it one more time. Think you missed a word. It's okay. We all have typos. Do I think I can kick out of the F5 on steel steps? That's a dumb question. 100% I could. Coding, once again, do you think you can kick out of the F5 on steel steps? Of course I can. Of course I can. I'm the death machine. Favorite city to wrestle in for Impact? I love Chicago. Every time we've been to Chicago, it's awesome. I also loved when we go to Dallas, Texas, like we did for the first Hard to Kill. Yeah, Chicago, Texas. It would be great if it was in Ohio. I've answered you 3 times, Coding World. I can kick out of the F5. Master 5150, I do have my own independent wrestling company. We have a great working relationship with Impact Wrestling. It's called The Wrestling Revolver. You can check it out on all social media platforms at PW Revolver, as well as online at ProWrestlingRevolver.com. Patrick MW says, do I want the return of the 6-sided ring? Absolutely not. I like a 4-sided ring. I'm sorry. I just like it. I've wrestled in 6-sided multiple times, and there's just something about a 4-sided that really gets me going. Kayla, I'd love to see I'd love to see John Moxley, my old tag partner, finally walk through that forbidden door and come to Impact Wrestling. Erica G says, how long have I been wrestling? I've been wrestling since 2005. Started wrestling when I was 17 years old. Just a young little dumbass death machine. You know what, Craig Beckerman? You're so cool, man. I bet you were in a bunch of real fights. I bet you got them all. You just fisticuffed them. Okay, guys, we are almost 50 minutes into this. We have time for one last question before this epic Q&A is over for the day. So one final question. Ask me anything. Okay, that's a good final question. Chicken Ala King says Chicago or New York style pizza. I'm sick of the debate. New York style pizza sucks. It's too floppy, doesn't have enough toppings. It's garbage. I don't like it. Chicago style pizza all the way, but we're picking one style pizza. There's this place in Dayton, Ohio, my hometown, Giannino's, best pizza on the planet. And that has been it for Sami Callihan's Ultimate Insiders Q&A. I will be back again soon. Thank you all for joining it. But until next time, thumbs up, thumbs down.